to tonight's festivities. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, we all saw the media frenzy that surrounded Anthony Davis when his plans to leave New Orleans emerged. He said, the things I do in the community, being a good teammate, playing hard, championships, all that stuff matters the most to me. Between money or legacy, my legacy will win that battle every time. Kevin?
Winning a big part of it, David. Thank you. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out west. The season nearly complete. Look at the Lakers. Very strong season they've had. Always at or near the top of the conference. And right now they're in first place in contention for that. Exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And of course the Trailblazers. They're much further down in the standings right now.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, Greg, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of them? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. And for Los Angeles, LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. JaVale McGee is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3. And finished off by Nurkic.
That's right on the money from Lillard. That's how you finish a possession. You wonder, with Nurkic last year getting hurt, just how much further the Blazers could have gone. Again, carried by C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. Their unbelievable dynamic duo at the guard position. But the defensive anchor all year long had been Nurkic.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
James against Lillard. McCollum feeling it out a bit. The pass to Collins. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And with their high-powered back, Brent, Nurkic providing the Blazers with that sorely needed paint presence. He is a big body.
Big body who sets screens and frees up a bunch of room for those guards that you mentioned, Kevin. The interesting thing is about all the dirty work that Nurkic can do down low for this basketball team, picking up 10, 12 points in the painted area, putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Deep 2 from Anthony.
And some people have talked about KCP, how he's an all-defensive team candidate, getting a taste of it right there.
That one goes in.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. McCollum outside. Buries the long-range jumper.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
Lakers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Green bounce pass for 3. Caldwell Pope. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
Here's McCollum. Hits from the high post. McCollum's got 5 now.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And James throws it down.
You see LeBron just shrug off that contact there. It's like nothing even hit him.
Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness. I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Damian Lillard. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
his dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Now here's McCollum. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. From deep, Green buries it from three-point range. Green's got his second bucket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And a deep three from Lillard. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Yeah, Damian Lillard, this is some Oaktown response. You make one, I got you back.
It's Davis on the wing. Jacks up a three. That shot, no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies. Here's Collins for Davis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And one on Caldwell Pope.
Just so much activity from John Collins as a stretch five at times, hard to track around the floor.
Some changes for the Lakers. Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Caldwell Pope. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Green. And Portland with a change here too. Whiteside's checked in. Now here's LeBron. 29 points for him last game against Houston.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
It's McCollum on the wing. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. 8 points for C.J. McCollum.
That's feel-good moment right there. 3 of 4 so far.
Outside Howard. Rebounded by McCollum. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 4-point game. Anthony with the bucket. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns. I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance to make it.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Smith checked in for Anthony Davis. And it's Alex Caruso in for James. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Mario Hezonja checked in for Collins. Little comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Here's Simons. Dion Waiters making his last shot. A finish. And then Waiters with the jam.
You got to keep track of Waiters here, especially when he starts to leak out like that and wants to attack you early in transition.
Trailblazers trailed by 4. To the inside. McCollum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that CJ can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
Now here's Waiters. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
It's a thing of beauty when it goes in. Waiters with his own style from deep.
Here's Simons. 6-point game. And it's in there. McCollum's got 13.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Here's the 3. That shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way. The wide open shot by Little. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists now in this one. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 on their 3-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the first quarter.
Mano y mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch.
And it's good, 2 points.
Adding ways to score into the paint, Whiteside continues to develop a more refined post game with better footwork each year.
32 seconds left to play here in the first. Caruso, no good. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Poked away. Los Angeles leading by 4. Offensive rebound. The shot's good from Kuzma.
Beautiful touch close in. Kuzma excels at taking advantage down low.
Portland shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. And the first one drops. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
The 2013 draft comes up, and the 10th pick is announced as C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh. And a lot of people said, who is this guy? Not a lot of people say that now, Kevin. Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
I don't like neither.
The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, people are going to look to you first. They're going to point the finger at you first. And when things go well, they're going to give you the credit. So I think it's just a balance of those two things, being willing to be that guy and being excited about it. I think you got to have fun with it.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
Yeah, he plays with so much confidence and composure. But also, it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
They're looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Kyle Kuzma. He's out there with Smith. Markieff Morris is out there with Dion Waiters. And it's Caruso in at the 1. Los Angeles making a switch here. Green's checked in. And a switch here also for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Whiteside. Now here's Green. 5 points in the game. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Green's got the lead up to 9 now for the Lakers. Looking at the last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Rockets. Trent can't hit.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. They weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Well, JR is such a strong guard. That's scoring through contact. Always hungry to do so.
Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Los Angeles. James comes in for Alex Caruso. And then for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Mario Hezonja. And Lillard subbed in for McCollum.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Smith for 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland, trailing by 10. And there's the call on James. That'll be his second foul of the game. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Smith. And Portland with a change here too. Collins is checked in. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Here's Trent, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Now, here's Green. D right on him. A three from Morris. Good as Green picking up the assist. Ray, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Well, interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players, bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest.
On defense, the Lakers. This is the most they've led by 13 points.
Well, sometimes you got to take a picture and understand what the defense is giving up, and Lillard took advantage there.
James, the bounce pass. Caldwell Pope for three. That one, no good. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
And Portland has possession following the three by the Lakers. And Davis sends it back.
Just a wonderful effort from Davis on the defensive end with that rejection.
Here's LeBron. Makes it off the glass. LeBron's got 7.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And at the end of the year, Brett, we've been seeing an uptick in play from some young, lottery-bound teams.
Well, they're always excited about having opportunity to play loose and play free. The backside of that is you didn't play well enough to get into the playoffs.
Right.
So, good coaching staffs with young teams that have potential, Kevin, will ask their teams to be spoilers. Like, embrace the idea of let's compete tonight against that team. They're the fourth seed. Yeah, let's go up against this.
Sure.
There are other teams that, quite frankly, just give up on the year. And some guys will have some big empty numbers to finish off the season. You got to temper your kind of eyeballs on those things.
From outside, off the mark. Trailblazers trail by 11. Fires from the wing. And it's Simons missing.
Well, with his touch from mid-range, Kevin, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
And that one's good. Green.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Kevin. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
Whiteside's checked in for the Trailblazers. Green, no luck. Ball's knocked loose. Portland's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. The offensive rebound, Whiteside, and it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Whiteside beats everybody to the ball, but then maybe the wingspan helps out. 7'7", reach over the top, snatch that.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Trailblazers trailed by 13. Steps back and shoots. Offensive rebound. Here's Whiteside. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. LA's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Howard misses. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And finished off by Collins.
Collins running the floor, and coaches love to see a big who can get out and keep up with the ball.
And the Lakers call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. Some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. Nailed from three-point land.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's McCollum. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
I'm shocked he missed that wide open look. He has to feel embarrassed he blew that one.
And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
I know people can't see you, Kevin, but you're doing what I'm doing, scratching your head to that turnover.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Little, he's checked in for Portland. Shot's good by Waiters.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stolen. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break. Waiters got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Waiters has a role on this team, and tonight he's on a roll. It's a big-time scoring effort.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. McCollum against Waiters. To halt the run, connects, the jumper drops. McCollum's got 20.
Such a good player on the in-between game, weaving behind bodies to find some space as CJ cashes in.
That one goes. Counted. That shot off. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are in blowout territory, leading by 20. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on. But perimeter defense is priority number one. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters. They got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough right now, especially outside.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Collins plays the 4 with Nurkic at the 5. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position.
Well, as his confidence grows, McCollum gets himself into attack mode, and that's where his game goes to another level. Beautiful drive by the young phenom.
And you talk about shot makers, C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
Lillard misses.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Shots good by Green.
Where they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And You look at the shot chart from McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Here's Green, following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Doesn't go, only his third miss in 9 tries. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. And Collins has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's foul number 2 for him. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Anthony, the pass to Lillard. The Trailblazers rebound. And Nurkic gets it to go.
Now, Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. James, the bounce pass. On deep. Green missing again. Trailblazers trail by 20. Here's Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 5 assists tonight.
Well, the defense sinking and filling the lane, but Lillard stops short and floats one over the top. And just because he might not be as big as some of the other guys that are on the floor, it doesn't dissuade him from getting in there and playing fearlessly on the glass.
Lakers lead by 18. Here's Green, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call, Portland the foul. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? We get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size and with his stride that Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that people could not wrap their head around what it is he could do. Taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish at the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds from the block, not taking any steps and dunking it over the top and getting to the free throw line. Giannis running in transition as a big is a problem for the defense.
And all that on the offense, but on his defensive side, he was always doing the same kind of things defensively. Blocking shots, blocking out, whatever the case may be.
Yep, causing, just the simple fact of being a deterrent, Kevin, to people coming into the lane and using that length. Giannis Antetokounmpo is something special in that regard as a
Both
big.
ends of the floor, I totally agree. And here's Nurkic following Markieff Morris's 3.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trailblazers. On Sunday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. Then on Tuesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And the matchup with the Timberwolves, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. J.R. Smith's checked in for Green, and Dion Waiters subbed in for LeBron. Azania, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Now here's Little, and he banks in the layup. Azania's got his first basket.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Lakers lead by 23. Raiders for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Lillard against Smith. Trent. And that one is stuffed right through.
Lillard involving his guys, a great passer, and he makes a good decision there.
When he was drafted, Damian Lillard said he wanted to go to the Blazers with the 6th pick. The opportunity to play right away and be embraced by the city of Portland.
And the Lakers making a change here. Caruso's checked in. And Portland with a change here too. Simons is checked in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Damian Lillard says, Greg, win or lose, he wants to stay in Portland. He keeps his residence there year-round.
And talk about his loyalty. In high school, lightly recruited, He ends up committing to Weber State. His senior year, all the big schools come calling, and Lillard kept his commitment. That shows you how he's built.
The Trailblazers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Lakers leading by 23. Waiters inside the three-point line. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, he is an offensive weapon, especially when Waiters gets locked in the catch-and-shoot game.
Lillard from outside. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Well, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
Trailblazers have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. But they get it back. And there it is for him. Trent's got 4 points in the quarter.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Bounce pass from Waiters. And it goes out of bounds. That one is on Smith. And the coach's challenge has been triggered here. Coach wants a review of the out-of-bounds violation.
And this is the exact type of play that I think is perfect for a review, coach's challenge or not. I mean, you seldom get into a situation where it's hard to definitively determine the out-of-bounds call.
And depending on what point in the game it is, boy, it can have, Greg, a huge impact on the game. So many games coming down to just one possession. Each possession so critical. So we just got word from the NBA Replay Center via the official courtside administrator. And the original call will stand for the out-of-bounds violation.
You know, and some people might argue, hey, we're stopping the game, but this uses up a timeout, so that's technically already a break that could happen, regardless of the call staying the same. And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Anthony comes in for Lillard. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Lillard. And the shot goes in. That's now 8 points for Hassan Whiteside.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Shot's good by Waiters.
This is where Waiters can continue to improve his offensive game, draining the jumper with a hand in his face.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Waiters. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 6 points in the quarter.
CJ operating like a surgeon out there tonight.
Smith for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And for regular scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And so it's Los Angeles, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Trailblazers shooting so far very efficient. All around, about 55%. Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. Then it's Smith. Then there's Dion Waiters. And it's Caruso in at the point. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Stolen by McCollum. Got a piece of it. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
And it's been talked about for some time, but last summer the Heat finally decided to pull the trigger on Hassan Whiteside. Traded to Portland for Leonard and Harkless. Whiteside and the Heat had soured on each other in the trade. A chance for both sides to have a fresh start.
Davis is checked in for the Lakers. James comes in for Alex Caruso. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 28 points for the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Kuzma, that's good.
And proving once again that he has the touch from beyond. Kuzma effective at cashing in there.
And stolen by LeBron. Jumps up, and Kuzma slams it in.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the bucket by the Lakers. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. And Los Angeles with some changes. Markieff Morris is checked in for Anthony Davis. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And Cook subbed in for LeBron. Waiters for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. He has 29.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Stolen by Caldwell-Pope. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
And Adams has got the ball here for Portland. And there's the foul. It's on Quinn Cook. That's his first foul. Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in it?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about it. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right. All about communication.
That communication and communication as quick as you possibly can. That's an important factor.
Yes. Jared Dudley's checked in for Dion Waiters. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Drive by Adams, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Adams has got his first 2 points of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Trailblazers have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the 4th quarter so far. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Inside, Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Nurkic getting up there and waiting that rim.
LA has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the call, Portland the foul. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options, qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I'd think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, could I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Alex Caruso, he's checked in for the Lakers. The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
We wasted absolutely no time getting the ball up the floor. Great instincts in transition.
There's the three. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Adams. Fires for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Adams has got 7 points for the quarter.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
Wasted no time on that one.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
The shot will not fall. And the Lakers going the other way now.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
In what's been a good season already, tonight's win will take their record to 50 wins, a big milestone here tonight.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Dion Waiters.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And there's the foul. It's on Quinn Cook. That's foul number 2 for him. Howard's checked in for the Lakers. Whiteside's checked in for Portland. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. The shot's good.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Dion Waiters checked in for Alex Caruso. 2nd free throw, no good.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Adams has got the ball here for Portland. He sinks the 11-footer. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, shaky defense there, giving up the bucket plus sending KCP to the line.
There's 14 seconds left in the game. And there's the foul. It's on Quinn Cook. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
And so Adams nails both of them. Here's Waiters. On its way from Caldwell Pope for 2. Again, Los Angeles.
And not the first time we've seen this. When KCP's confident, when he's in rhythm, he can fill it up with the best of them.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, were you satisfied with the team's performance tonight?
We got a very good team, but in order for us to continue to improve, we have to go out and we have to defend, we have to play for one another, we have to be selfless. You know, it's not about the individuals, it's about the team, and if we all give in to what the team needs to do to be better, then we'll be okay.
It is a work in progress, LeBron. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. See you next time.